action plan, Lego. So skills I want to work on flexibility and muscular strength in the legs. Yeah. So for the aerial cartwheel, so the coaching points for this are the fast run up. You lift your hips high and your arms high, so you get your hips above your shoulder line to create an axis of rotation. And then you've got to sweep your arms to allow better height, rotation and stability. Sweep your, do like a high lift before, so you get a greater opposite force when you push off the floor with your first leg. So it's like Newton's law, opposite action to every reaction. Do you know what I mean? It's true though, isn't it? And then if you open your chest and arch your back slightly, then you... Yeah, no it's not, it's true. It's third law. And then you open your chest and arch your back slightly for more stability. So my targets for her are sweep her arms for rotation and height, open her chest in a powerful lift, which is going to increase the probability of better rotation, and obviously get your lift high before. Right, so I'm going to talk you through my practice. So first off, normally in a training session, I'd start off by getting them into using the muscles that they're going to need. So getting antagonistic muscle pairs more calibrated and what's the other word? Coordinated. So by practicing cartwheels, so there's loads of different types of cartwheels, so you can do cartwheels on a straight line, front to front, side to side, on either hand. You can do a run and then a cartwheel, run and then another cartwheel, and then another cartwheel, run, cartwheel, roll out. Just like mixing it up so different body parts are being used, but to every extent, so it can help when you come to do the whole thing. So after like obviously a warm up and a stretch out, we'll do that to start off with the skill-based practice. So we'll do each 3 times just to get moving. And then, and as well after that I want to do like a cartwheel off a box top to learn how it feels to fall from a height from a cartwheel, so landing on one leg, so they learn they need to bend the first knee to like absorb the impact from the height. And then before we get them into doing it, I want to demonstrate it to them as a whole, so from start to finish, and then after that I want to talk them through it with the demonstrator doing it, but obviously just try and break it down into slow motion so they know exactly what they need to do at each time, but without confusing them with too much verbal information. So yeah, you can't really break it down into sub-parts, but you can at some bits. So obviously practicing the lift before, getting it really high, practicing like shuttle runs, sprints, practicing lift, and then as well practicing standing, sweeping your arms and dipping your chest down, but leaving it up, so your shoulders are spread back, your chest is lifted and your back is arched. Obviously it dips down when you go into it. So my targets for this are to use all agonistic muscle pairs to improve coordination and fluency, and obviously repeating the movement many times is going to improve muscular strength as well. But before making them actually do it just on the plain floor, I want to do a run up to a springboard, so obviously the mat on the floor, the springboard, and then 2 crash mats. So from this, we'll have to practice the lift on the springboard because that can be technically confusing. So once we get that, we're literally just going to do run up, lift, cartwheel, just a regular cartwheel. And until they absolutely get that and they really get it connected with the long-term memory, then I'm going to start doing it, because I don't want to start doing it if she's not mentally prepared to do it and she can't physically do it, otherwise it's just going to be dangerous. And then I want to do it on a time scale of 12 weeks to allow improvement to show. So week 1 to 3 we're going to go moderate intensity, so probably 2 days a week, 1 hour. That's it, literally just doing the warm up, stretch out, and a detailed practice. We're not even going to try it in the first 3 weeks. And then In week 4 to 8, I'm going to make it a higher intensity than the one before. So we do an hour and a half 3 times a week. Then in that extra half an hour, that's when we're going to start bringing in with the things with the springboards. And then 9 to 12, we're going to try and move off of the springboard. And from the 9th week to the 3rd week, we want to move from manual guidance to doing it by yourself. And my targets for that are to just gradually increase intensity and duration to eventually increase a high flexibility and muscular strength in her legs, to make it a more aesthetically pleasing, appreciated skill.